In this video today, I'm talking about backpacking gear items I take on every single one of my trips. No questions asked, don't even think about it. These are staple pieces of gear that I carry every single time. And they're also fairly inexpensive. Everything I'm talking about today is under $50 for its price point, which is really nice. It's nice to save money, right? But I first want to thank Garage Grown Gear for sponsoring this video today. A lot of what we are going to share today is available from Garage Grown, and that's what I like about Garage Grown. It's a one-stop shop for hard-to-find cottage gear as well as ultralight gear that you don't have to go searching all over the place to find. And there's some really cool, unique stuff that's available from Garage Grown, so I've got links down in the description to check out Garage Grown, and really appreciate their support of my channel and would love for you to go check out what they've got available as well, especially at these lower price points. It's a lot of fun stuff. Let's talk about gear item number one, and that is the Canuck Vecto X, specifically the X model. I've been using this ever since the Vecto came out onto the market, and it is, in my opinion, the best water collection bag and storage bag for backpacking out there. The ability to very, very easily collect water out of the top in all sorts of situations, whether it is a huge lake or a really small stream or a little tiny trickle, this makes it really easy to collect water. And the X model is what I suggest, at least if you're going to be doing a lot of like desert camping or in places where there's a bunch of sharp rocks and stuff. I've had issues with the standard version in getting pinhole leaks, but this X model is a thicker material. It's a little bit heavier in weight, but it's not any more bulk or anything. This has held up way, way better than the standard version. So I highly recommend just getting the X because it will last a lot longer. And then I pair that with my Sawyer Squeeze. Now there's a lot of water filters out there on the market, and I've used pretty much every hollow fiber water filter that you can get, whether that's the Platypus or the Be Free or other like generic hollow fiber filters, but I still keep going back to the Sawyer because it has been the most reliable water filter that I have used. I take care of it properly, and I don't ever have a huge problem with reduction in flow or it's not working. And let me talk about something here real quick that was important to me about the Sawyer specifically that other filters don't necessarily have, and that is this filter is a 0.1 micron absolute filter. And what that means is every single microscopic hole of the hollow fiber membrane is at a 0.1 micron. Now, I recently was on a trip where there was a dead bird in the water. It was the only water source. It was very hot. We had to collect the water out of that pothole that had a dead bird in it. So it obviously made it a little like nerve-wracking of, am I gonna get sick from like diseases in the water and stuff? And putting water through the Sawyer, no questions, like I knew that it would be able to handle it. And so this is what I trust more than anything else out there for water filters, and it's the most reliable for me as well. Now, sometimes the most simple pieces of gear become your favorite pieces of gear as well, and that's what this has become for me. This is the food bag that I've been carrying on my trips for many years at this point. In fact, this bag here, which is a box-style zipper opening food bag, I've been using since about 2019 or so. So this has a lot of time out in the backcountry, and I love it. Part of the reason I love it so much is this is a bag that I made myself. I sewed this myself, and it's been super, super functional. It's about 4.5, 5 liters in size, and I like it better than a flat bottom, like roll top style food bag because it's not as deep. Like those roll top bags, they're great. They do the job just fine, but they also like are a really deep bag to get into, and sometimes your food is just lost down at the bottom of the bag. But with this, I unzip it and I've got easy access to everything in here with a good big opening, but it also fits inside of my pack well. So this has been one of my favorite staple pieces of gear for all of my trips because it's just simple and functional and does the job, and it has a good webbing handle here. And if you're interested in getting one of these for yourself, I do sell these in my Etsy shop. I have stock available all the time. You can buy them and enjoy it for yourself. I've got a couple other options. This one you've seen me using on some trips. This is the Silverado Ultra Grid fabric, which is super strong, lightweight, and just looks good. But then I do other sizes as well, like this one that is about a 3-liter size. So check out my Etsy shop if you want to see these bags that I sell, and you can get a Backcountry Exposure special to put into your backpack and carry your food. So check that out. Okay, the next thing is gonna be like organization bags, things that I use to keep all of my small gear items organized on my trips. So let's talk about this little guy here. This is just like a Tyvek bag that is from Gossamer Gear, and I've got electronic items in here. So right now I've got my headlamps as well as my charging cables. Usually I have my like battery bank and stuff in here as well, like my Nightcore NB 10,000, but then there's also these little Govee Bluetooth thermometers, which these are a staple. I take these on all of my trips as well because I love seeing what the temperature inside of my tent is versus outside, how that affects my sleeping gear and such. So those are a little bonus item that I'll mention. But the organization bags are nice because they keep everything contained. It doesn't get lost. I've got this bag here that, again, is one that I make that I put all of my poop kit stuff into. So I've got wipes and my hand sanitizer and then my poop trowel as well. We'll talk about that here in a second. But then Garage Grown, for example, has all sorts of different options of bags available from a bunch of different companies. There's more box style, simple, like accessory type of bags. Another bag from Gossamer Gear. There's just loads of options, and it's nice to be able to keep your gear organized. So then speaking of the poop kit, let's talk about that poop trowel that I mentioned. This is the Bogler trowel, which is, I think, probably the best poop trowel that you can get on the market right now. It's very lightweight, it's comfortable to dig with, it digs into the ground really easy, and it doesn't have really sharp edges to put any like pain points on your palm in your hand when you're digging, and I think it's just an amazing value. So best poop trowel out there, you should get that for sure. Okay, let's talk about a few little like cooking gear items. These are a couple cook pots that I have just like found to be the best pots for me for my backpacking trips. And the first is a favorite, like a fan favorite. This is the Toaks 550 milliliter titanium pot. This is the perfect size for being able to boil water for any freeze-dried meal that you would be taking out on your trips. And it's lightweight, and it's compact, and it just is a really good pot. I've been using this one for, I think, 6 or 7 years at this point, and it just keeps going strong. I've had 0 issues with it. It's awesome. But another slightly larger pot that I've fallen in love with this year, and that is the Fire Maple Petrol G3 heat exchanger pot that has the heat exchanger on the bottom, boils water incredibly fast, good handle. This is an amazing value for an aluminum pot that is obviously going to be heavier than the titanium, but this thing has been awesome. Like, I love this pot for how well it pairs as well with other stoves that have a 3-prong pot support that are in a 120-degree angle from each of the 3 pot supports. So this is the Fire Maple Green Peak stove, but I've also used the Soto Windmaster with the Triflex, but it has these slots on the bottom of the pot for it to slide into, makes it a little more stable, as well as it brings the burner closer to the bottom of the pot. It's more efficient, it's more wind efficient as well. And this kit together right here, under 50 bucks. Absolutely awesome value and totally worth checking out. All right, let's talk about a couple of hydration things to round out this video here. This right here is a new bottle that I've been using for about a month or so, but it has quickly become a staple and a favorite of mine. This is the Squawker bottle, which is a 32-ounce Nalgene style bottle that has your wide mouth opening at the top. That's going to be the exact same threading as a standard Nalgene bottle. It's that Triton plastic, so it's nice and tough, but this is the exact same diameter. In fact, ta-da! This is the exact same diameter and height as an Essentia bottle, as well as a Smart Water bottle. So it's going to be heavier weight than this is going to be, but it's more durable, and I can actually put hot water in here. So in the cold months of the year, I can put the hot water in here, put it in my sleeping bag, use that as a way to warm up and such. And I'm also not having to worry about, if I put hot water in here, that plastic leaching into the water being a problem. This is just gonna last for a much, much longer time than this is going to right here. Now, lastly here, let's talk about more hydration, but a food item from Tailwind Nutrition. This is their endurance fuel. We'll also talk about electrolytes here in a second, but this is essentially liquid calories. One of these packets is 200 calories, which is very nice to be able to drink your calories and get that fuel and that energy for while you're out on the trail, especially if you're going up in elevation and stuff. It's also going to keep you hydrated and replenish electrolytes, because there are electrolytes in here. There's 630 milligrams of sodium. There's 50 grams of carbohydrates. For their electrolyte mix, I've also been really impressed with this. This is their rapid hydration. Now, I've used like many different electrolyte mixes out there on the market, and there's a lot of differing opinions and marketing around electrolytes. I've worked with like Element in the past. I've used Noon. I've used Liquid IV, but I have like genuinely come to love the Tailwind Rapid Hydration. I like the way that I feel in drinking it. The flavor of it is very subtle. It's not overpowering, and it's just enough of the like added calories as well as sodium, a little bit of sugar to just get those pumps activated that sugars are supposed to do for helping your body do the things that it needs to do to stay hydrated when you're consuming electrolytes. So these are awesome. That's my list of staple gear that I take out on every single one of my trips, and adds enjoyment and a better experience, and they're just great pieces of gear that have lasted a long time as well. I want to thank again Garage Grown for sponsoring this video today. Links for all the things that I've talked about down in the video description. Thanks for watching today, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. See you later.